I'm curious. You ever heard someone say, once heart cells die, they're gone forever? Well, that's wrong. Your heart actually regenerates itself throughout life. The only question is, are you doing the things that help it rebuild, or the things that slow it down? Today we're diving into the cutting-edge science of heart regeneration, how exercise, movement, and even mindset stimulate new heart cells, improve your circulation, and keep your heart functioning like new. If you think your heart's best days are behind you, think again. That's today on the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast
with Garrett Williamson.
Health, wellness, exercise, nutrition, and a whole lot more. Got questions? Call us and leave a message at 251-278-EDGE or message us at Personal Edge Fitness on Facebook and Instagram, at Team PE on Twitter, or personaledgefitness.com.
Welcome back to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast, where we are dispelling the myths of health, fitness, and wellness. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personal Edge Fitness. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you have any questions about today's episode, or, as always, any questions about dispelling the myths of health, fitness, and wellness, you can reach us at area code 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can also email me, Garrett, at personaledgefitness.com, or visit our website, personaledgefitness.com. Feel free to connect with us on Facebook at Personal Edge Fitness and on X at Team PE. And as always, if you like this podcast, you want to stay tuned for some more, please like, follow, and share. We'd like to share this with some other folks too. Thank you very much for doing so. All right, this is the second episode in our Heart Health series, where we're breaking down everything you need to know about the heart functions, how it recovers, and stays strong at any age. Today, we're tackling a fascinating topic, heart regeneration. Now, you've probably been told that once your heart cells die, that's it. You just have to manage the decline. And actually, we're told that about the entire body. We just have to manage the decline. That's aging better, quote unquote. Well, that's all a myth. New research proves that the heart is actually capable of regrowing and repairing itself. Surprised that we had to go into that, since we've known since the 60s that we can regrow any muscle at any time, and the heart is just a big muscle. Think of your heart like a construction site. The workers are constantly repairing and rebuilding. This goes on in your entire body. But if you don't supply them with the right materials, exercise, circulation, and nutrients, construction slows down. Your heart doesn't break down with age. It slows down when you stop giving it the right stimulus. Let's get into the science behind how your heart regenerates. For a long time, doctors believed that heart cells, called cardiomyocytes, I hope I'm getting that one right. There's some of these big syllable words drive me nuts. But anyways, the doctors believed that the cardiomyocytes couldn't regenerate. The idea was that you were born with a set number of heart cells, and once they died, that was it. But new research has blown that myth wide open. A study in Science found that human heart produces new heart cells throughout life. Here's what they discovered. At age 20, about 1% of heart cells renew each year. By age 50, it seems to slow slightly, but regeneration still occurs. And the reason it slows has to do with, you guessed it, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset. And even in old age, new heart cells continue to be produced. That means your heart is constantly rebuilding itself, but you have to give it the right conditions to work with. Think of your heart like a factory. As long as the assembly line is running, new parts keep being made. But if you shut down production by sitting all day, eating poorly, or avoiding movement, the factory slows down. The good news is you can ramp up production right back up at any age. So what actually stimulates the heart to rebuild? Very simple answer. Exercise. How does this work, though? You've heard that. That's not surprising to you. But how does it actually work? Well, exercise increases blood flow, which delivers nutrients and oxygen to the heart. Movement stimulates angiogenesis, aka the growth of new blood vessels. Physical activity encourages the production of cardiac stem cells, helping the heart repair itself. A study from Harvard Medical School found that people who exercise regularly had significantly higher rates of heart cell renewal compared to those who were sedentary. A takeaway of this? When you exercise, you're not just improving heart strength. You're literally regenerating heart tissue. I love my analogies. I hope you appreciate them. I think it tends to break down everything so that it's a little more understandable if you don't have a fantastic background in science. Think of exercise like watering a plant. When you stop moving, your heart gets dehydrated, less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and less cell turnover. But when you start moving again, the heart springs back to life. Okay, one that we've heard a lot. Well, heard more recently, and that is cardio versus strength training. What's the best for heart regeneration? This raises a big question. What is the best type of exercise for heart regeneration? What does strength training do? Well, strength training builds vascular strength, which helps the heart pump more efficiently. It increases blood pressure control, reducing strain on the heart, and encourages mitochondrial growth. And those mitochondria are the energy factories of heart cells. I've done an entire podcast on how exercise directly strengthens and improves the mitochondria. What about cardio or aerobic exercise? Cardio or aerobic exercise boosts circulation. These are your treadmill, elliptical, running, rowing, swimming, biking, these kind of things. Prolonged, sustained aerobic exercise. Well, it boosts circulation and improves oxygen delivery. It also stimulates new capillary growth, increasing blood flow. This strengthens the heart muscle itself, making it more efficient. So the answer, cardio, strength training? Well, it's both. A study in European Heart Journal found that a combination of resistance training and aerobic exercise led to the greatest improvements in heart regeneration and overall cardiovascular health. Here comes another analogy, heads up. If cardio is like putting fuel in the tank, strength training is like upgrading the engine. To keep your heart functioning at its best, you need both. And I have a podcast we're doing talking about some of the direct effects of those different exercises, including HIIT training. All right, how do we activate your heart's natural regeneration process? And you hear what I said, natural regeneration process. From the cradle to the grave, we have this process. So you want to kickstart your heart to regeneration? Well, here's how. Move daily. Even short bouts of exercise stimulate heart cell turnover. This is something I talk to a lot of people about. Gosh, I didn't exercise days. I didn't have in their mind, I didn't have the hour and a half, 2 hours it took to get to a gym or go for a walk, go for a long run. Hey, short bursts of exercise, anything, but move daily. Prioritize interval training. You're going to hear about that when I do the podcast on the exercises, but short bursts of intense effort improve circulation and cardiac function. HIIT training is actually fantastic for the heart. Incorporate resistance training, back to what we were talking about earlier. Strengthening muscles supports overall heart efficiency, not just in the heart, but also makes the entire body more efficient, which makes it easier for the heart to supply blood to the body. Focus on deep breathing and relaxation. Reducing stress protects heart cells from breakdown. And also cover that when I talk about the mind-heart connection and stress and how it affects the heart. Key takeaway of this, your heart is designed to heal and grow stronger. Give it the right tools and it will adapt, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Now, in the next episode of our Heart Health series, we'll break down in episode 3 how different training methods impact heart health. Episode 4, the mind-heart connection. In episode 5, recovery, longevity, and the overlooked side of heart health. Your heart is not a ticking time bomb. That is something we inherently believe, that time causes it to be a ticking time bomb. It's not. It's living, regenerating muscle. Treat it right, and it will perform for life. Your heart doesn't just keep you alive. It's designed to keep you thriving. Give it what it needs, and it will regenerate stronger than ever. Well, that wraps up today's episode, but if you'd like to learn more, reach out to us at area code 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. Call us if you have any questions. Be more than glad to answer questions. Also, be glad to set up a consult. Even if you don't work out with us, I always tell everybody, trust me, the consult's going to be worth your time. You can email me at garrett@personaledgefitness.com. Visit our website at personaledgefitness.com or connect with us on Facebook, Personal Edge Fitness, and X at Team PE. As always, please like, follow, and share. And remember, your heart is rebuilding every day. Make sure you're giving it the tools to succeed. And that's just one more way we at Personal Edge help you reach your level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Subscribe now and be a part of the show by calling 251-278-EDGE or message us on Facebook and Instagram at Personal Edge Fitness or at Team PE on Twitter, and visit us at personaledgefitness.com.